Hello, hello. I wanted to just pop on really quickly and share, which by the way, if you hear lots of noise in the background, my husband is ripping up the flooring in our living room. So sorry about that. But I wanted to share a little bit more about part of my healing journey because I talk a lot about how my healing journey wasn't a linear one. It had many twists and turns along the way, and it was up and down and in and out and this and that. And one of the things that was hardest for me as a chef was I would constantly make food that my clients wanted, or like say for example, I was working for someone else. I was teaching cooking classes. I was working on several different food projects. And so the companies that I would work for and the clients that I would work for would require very specific type of food that they wanted. Obviously, when people come to you as a caterer, they want what they want, right? And so over the years, flare-ups. And then I would always resort back to eating the way that I started to eat back in 2015 when I initially healed all of the debilitating joint pain and migraines and eczema that I was suffering with for years, flare-free, right? I would revert back to eating flare-free in order to reverse the flare that I was in. And this happened more times than I can count, more times than I'm proud of. But the interesting thing is, it brought me to this place in my life and my professional journey where I was like, I can no longer be on this roller coaster ride of flare-ups and non-flares and going back to eating flare-free to get better and then cooking what my clients want and being in a flare and all that. I can't do this anymore. I just have to make my type of food, and then whoever wants to join me on this journey professionally can join me. So that meaning I'm going to tailor my services towards autoimmune warriors and anybody else that needs to eat anti-inflammatory, right? Because the more I sacrifice my own health for my profession, the faster my decline is. Does that make sense? And so I don't know where I was going with this, but I was just thinking like it'd be really good to share this story because it's not really something that I talk about a lot. When I first started cooking flare-free, I didn't tell anybody that it was healthy. Like I used to teach classes at Whole Foods in Nashville and nobody would sign up for my healthy cooking classes. So I would just put like whatever it was. I would put like Italian night, I would put Indian night, I would put whatever it was. And then I would behind the scenes be using like almond milk and vegan butter and dairy-free cheese and all of this stuff and gluten-free flour and stuff. And I remember once at Whole Foods, I had a student that was like, well, why are we using this stuff? Like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, I want the lasagna with the real cheese. And I said to them, well, this is the type of cheese that I can eat. And since I taste everything that I make and I'm here cooking with you guys and showing you how to do it, this is the cheese that we're using tonight. If you want to use regular cheese in your recipe, you absolutely can. And the coolest thing about it, and I will never forget it, and this was one of the moments that really encouraged me to like go forward with this flare-free concept and to bring it to the world, is the client at the end of the class, and I kid you not, this is a direct quote, she said, I was really kind of upset in the beginning when you told us that we were going to be using dairy-free cheese, but at the end, this is what happened, I forgot. I ended up going downstairs, right, to the store and grabbing the regular cheese. So we made 2 lasagnas. We were doing these like zucchini lasagna rolls. So we would slice the zucchini thin, stuff it with the vegan cheese, and then roll it up and bake it with the sauce. And at the end of the class, she was like, I was really upset at first because I was like, why are we using this fake cheese? But now that I've tasted both of the casseroles side by side, I prefer the flavor of the one with the vegan cheese. And the reason that is because the vegan cheese that we chose was like and garlic and herb cashew cheese, right? So the cheese itself had more flavor. And it just took the client having an open mind to actually be brave enough to try it and to put their own, perception aside and just go for it, right? And they were actually happier with the vegan cheese lasagna than the regular lasagna. All of this to say, it took me a long time to get to this point in my life where I am proud to say that I'm a flare-free chef, that I cook gluten, dairy, sugar, corn, soy, peanut-free, and anti-inflammatory. In the beginning, for many years, I had to hide it. And I'm thankful for everybody that's here and that are open-minded and willing to try new things. And at the end of the day, it's like the more you taste something, the more likely you are to like it over time. I think it takes like 21 tries to actually like something new. I'll tell you right here and right now, 4 years ago, I was poo-pooing vegan cheese because I would buy the product and I would taste it like just fresh out of the bag. And you really can't do that. You have to cook with it. If you give it a delicious, flavorful sauce and you're putting cheese on top and you're doing the things you need to do to make sure that that vegan cheese melts appropriately, I promise you, you will not miss the real thing. And that's just one example, right? But I'm so grateful for all of you guys for being here because I no longer have to sabotage my health for my life's passion and for my career and for my livelihood, right? I can now stand in my purpose and live my truth and say, this is the type of food that I have to eat to be well. And I don't have to sacrifice my love of food and my love of cooking and my love of serving you delicious, amazing tasting food because I get to have it all now. And I want that for everybody. So if you're watching this, if you're listening and you're curious about eating flare-free, but you're afraid to give up the things that you love because you're like, there's no way that's going to taste the same. Number one, it's not going to taste the same. Number two, your taste buds will evolve and they will change and you'll eventually come around to liking it. You just have to give yourself enough time. Don't try something new once and then go, that was horrible, and never try it again. You have to have the right recipes to follow, the right tips to follow, the right guidance and support. And so in order to get all of those things, stay tuned for a free live workshop I'm hosting at the end of the month. I'm going to be dropping all of the details of the free live workshop next Wednesday, Valentine's Day. So stay tuned for that. And I look forward to helping you guys along your flare-free journey so that you don't have to keep going on these crazy food-induced roller coaster rides like I had done for years. Because the truth of the matter is you don't have to sacrifice flavor and texture and comfort and joy in eating and dining for health. You can have both. You can have your cake and eat it too, and I'm going to show you how. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.